to say that this will be my first design team project for Medieval Mirage. If you've listened to videos that I've put out before, I've used papers from Jar's store many times. I'm a great fan, so I can't tell you how excited I am to be part of her design team. 9.5 by 6.25. She has a rounded spine, obviously, and it measures about 2.25. On the front cover, as you can see, I've used a beautiful image from the kit. I just love this girl sitting and reading. It's just lovely medieval image. I've layered her on, gosh, there's some handmade parchment paper under here. There's some dyed gauze, coffee stained gauze, sorry. These two bits of lace, this one and this one, these are very old. I haven't coffee stained these. This is how they came. I've got a special box that I keep with bits and pieces. So these are very old. This is an old vintage button, metal. I've got a little sign here that says Faith, and I'm going to call the book Faith. And there's just some sari ribbon here. There's some more seam binding here, some material here. And on this bit, I've had these for a while and I've just wanted to use them. They're metal, and I don't know if you can see, it's a hoop with some birds and flowers, and I just think it goes really nice there. On the spine, I've put some more crocheted trim down here, and I should say that there's also crochet trim layered underneath this panel, and there's some burlap, and on here there's there's another layer of lace, 3. There's 4 different laces that go all the way around the book. The back's plain because I just think this fabric is sumptuous. I was so chuffed when this fabric came through the post. I just love it. It's got a lovely feel. That's all I'll say. And then up here I got a pin, I got some sari silk again. And this was a piece of jewellery, necklace, that I just took to bits really. And I liked the tones of it, I liked the jingle jangle of it. And it's not too much. I didn't want to put too much. I did have a much heavier tassel that I had made, and I just didn't like it. I wanted to keep it quite plain here, because she does have metal here and here with the metal button too. So she is one signature, plenty of room to journal, plenty of ephemera as always from the kits, and she's 84 pages plus back to front. So if I open her up, I'll just check I'm in frame. I'm using a new canvas, so hopefully a new setup, sorry, so hopefully that will help. So here, the lining in the book, or I've lined the book with the eco stamped fabric that I made last year, a batch. I'll be doing that again this summer. I've used a metal embellishment here, and what I like about that is these are from the kit, and it says this journal belongs to, and it's really lovely, it matches the papers, and so the story begins. And I've left them and they just tuck. I just like how that looked there. I've made a fabric pocket with some calico, a lace square. There's an envelope here from the kit. All the papers are from the kits. I've stickled, it's got Velcro closures, and 2 lovely journaling cards. In fact, there should be 3, I think. Yep, 3 good sized little cards that fit inside that envelope. Behind that, I found this online, and I've left the website so that you can see where it's from, and it's the Knight's Oath. I just thought that was a nice addition. And I've backed it onto paper from, backing paper from the kit. Just printed it out and put it on there, and I've sealed this with some Rangers collage, and it's got a really nice feel, collage medium, it's got a really nice feel, and that's just one of a medieval prints. It's a botanical print that I've got, so I thought that would be nice. And again, that's some of Jar's coffee dyed paper. It looks as though it's the best one I've ever seen for printing. It looks as though I've coffee dyed it, and it's not. It's actually how it comes out the printer. And that's not even best resolution, that was normal resolution, and this paper is 160 GSM, and it comes out really nice. So that goes in behind, and they go in there. And then this one, held together with a clip, and it's just got a little acrylic greenish, it's just got a little false flower in there, I hope you can see. I just like that. And that holds this pocket. This is a full-sized pocket here. Again, pages from the kit. I just printed them out as they come. Not had to do anything to them. Printed obviously back to back. And it makes a lovely journaling. Full-sized pages. This is a hinge. So it's been reinforced here. I've reinforced it here. This is a book that I have. I just took apart. I can't remember the name of it. I'll try and find that and show you at the end. And then this pocket. Again, paper from the kit, and it makes a nice journaling card. And I use this style is Genevieve's style of tuck, and I've just backed it with some old music paper, some old stamped paper, and again stamping, because I've used this stamp throughout the book, so I thought it would be nice to just do that there. That's a tuck spot that comes ready made, just like this, from the kit with some lace. A tuck spot here, 2 little cards, again from the kit. So easy to make up a journal with this kit. And it says, some books should be tasted, some devoured, but only a few should be chewed and digested thoroughly. I love the quotes. You get a full page of quotes with them in the kit as well. Well, it's quotes and different. It's really nice. Have a look. Pocket, and that was just some paper that I had that went nicely. And this opens out. Again, this is why I use the missives, because this is how it comes in the kit. It's really lovely how well it works. Nice letter there, and some more. And I think actually this is from Castle Chronicles, because I had these cut out for another book, and it just shows you how it all just matches and goes really well together. And I've left that plain on purpose because I thought you could put your own sentiment there. I've stamped just a note, and then there's a pocket behind here. And I didn't magnetise that because I don't want to make it too bulky when it opens out. And this is a poem that Jarf, the owner and designer of Medieval Mirage, that she's done, and I won't spoil it for you, but it's really lovely, and it's the story and sets the scene for the series of kits, really, and I just love it. So I wanted to include it in this, but as I say, I won't spoil it. And again, look at how pretty that staining is at the back, and that's again, I think that's from the Medieval Missives. Really, really like it. So that holds together with that paper clip. And then again, beautiful lady from the kit, lace sewn here. And then I've made a double pocket on this side with a little metal bird cage. Again, lady tuck from the kit, and this one says, "This manuscript belongs to." How sweet is that? I resized a page from the kit, backed it onto some parchment paper that I had, stitched around it just to make a nice little notebook, because I love that image. And then in the back pocket, I've resized and made a larger tag. And again, this has been stitched onto cream cardstock. If you're wondering about the paper I use when I'm printing, the only paper that's a 90 GSM is the coffee dyed paper. Otherwise, I always use 120 or 160 at least. Some of the cardstock when I'm doing tags can go up to a 300, but the only copy paper I use is for the coffee stained, which is why I like to put music paper down to reinforce it, because it can be quite fragile. So again, lovely from the kit. I've stamped top and bottom because I thought that just fitted the theme. I've used this corner, this is a corner and a side tuck, and I've put them together to make a double pocket. An image from Pinterest, and I've backed it onto coffee stain paper on this one. I thought she's really pretty. I thought that went nicely. Again, I've stickled this envelope. Velcro closure. And another couple of journaling cards. This is a medieval, wait, I'll just get it. This is from the medieval needlepoint book that I showed you at the beginning. And again, it's medieval transcripts, a book that I have from this one. I put a belly band just with a contrasting, some cardstock. Gosh, I can't find my words today. And some lace. One of the other botanical pictures that I have. And again, I've printed in the back one of Jar's coffee stain papers. And I quite like that idea because not everybody likes the feeling of coffee dye paper, I've discovered, so that's an alternative. Another page from the kit, I've just resized it and left it as some writing paper there. I printed vellum. I don't know if you can see. It's got it's just got castle and the yellow roses. It's lovely. And look at this image of this lady reading with the bill. It's just so bonny. That's a piece of the very old vintage lace again that I've put there, and brass coloured angel. I love, love, love the colour of this lace, and I've saved it especially to use with Jar's projects. I think it goes really nicely. Again, I've used just a bulldog clip with some ribbon, some sari silk, sorry. That's from the kit. And again, coffee at the back, printed. And it's on coffee stained paper here, attached onto this sheet. And at the back, I've made a tuck with a large tag, used seam binding here. I put some gold trim down, did some stamping underneath that, and then I made a little insert, excuse me, and I've stamped notes. And again, look how great that coffee stained look, and that's printed. Looks smashing. That fits there. I thought that just went well. And I've used the same decoration here. I've used in one of the plain envelopes, velcroed again, and then inside another postcard. And I purposely kept the ragged edges when I cut it out because I like that effect for medieval, like this. And again, left that plain so that you can do what you want with that, and it tucks in. The book lies really well for writing, I think. Nice and flat. Again, crocheted lace, lovely image from the book. I put flowers, the way I normally do, the double doily for writing. This is the very old book that I showed you at the beginning from the 1800s, 1870s I think it was. So I've used a page, I've reinforced, because you'll feel the paper's old, I've reinforced it all the way around with tape. And then I've purposely reinforced it again by putting some kind of tuck spot and some more crochet trim down the side. This one's a belly band, all made up in the kit, cut it out. I cut another piece to put on top, and I don't know if you can see that I've stickled round there. I've put it on some linen to make a belly band. I've done another one of these pockets, and I've not put it in there yet, but I will do. So there'll be a card, another piece of paper going in there. And then I've just put a tab at the bottom with some gold to pick up the gold to hold that in place. Stamped a little bird on some coffee dyed paper. And that is coffee dyed paper. some contrasting card stock that I had, and I've coffee dyed a glassine bag and stamped on there. I've used a quote from the kit for the top, and it says, "What we choose to feed our minds fuels and forms our thoughts, feelings, attitudes and dreams." I really like that quote. And I've left it so that you can put something there. The tag fits in the pocket, and then behind the tag I've taken 3 pieces of contrasting cardstock, put them together with a nice ribbon, and it gives some extra journaling space, and it just sits in behind there. So, but there is a tuck spot at the front too. Some of my favourite ribbon, gold trim, and then this I've used a corner tuck and put it at the top from the set again. Some paper from the set cut down just for writing, stamped. This is parchment paper, so it feels lovely. Some more vellum paper that I've printed with the rose design. I hope it picks up, I don't know if it will, maybe be able to see it better there. I've taken the picture of the girl, I've put it on vellum, or I vellumed it at the front and made it a tuck at the back, and I put her on a larger tag, but that's quite a large pocket, there's plenty of room there to put more there. I just didn't want to bulk it up too much. I've used velvet trim at the bottom here. This is coffee stained paper, I've been reinforcing old music sheets. I've put gold trim top bottom, some white lace there. I've taken another medieval image from the internet or Pinterest and put it at the back. I also made this bookmark. I had some extra material left, and I thought it'd be quite nice to make a bookmark, so that's been laminated and I put it there. And this little journaling card, that was actually one of the tags. I just cut the top off because I wanted to put something there to show it was a tuck. I've left this one plain. Got a nice altered paper clip here, fabric, plain tag from the kit, and a little postcard. So I'll do that later. This is the medieval manuscript book that I have. And then here, some more from the kit. I took a sheet of a page basically, made it a pocket, then behind it, in the pocket, there's some more, that's paper from the kit. I just cut it, shaped it to fit in the pocket. I've taken, I could have put a belly band here, but I didn't. I just took a little square that says notes. I put some gold round here with some pearl drops. I layered up the bottom one here that you see is actually on the page, and then I just put 2 layers on top because I wanted it to be a multiple tuck. So there's a tuck here, a tuck at the front with another lovely quote again, and then the top one is a tuck, so that's nice. I had this lovely green crochet trim that I wanted to use again, and I just put some beads on a pin there for decoration. Thought it picked up the nice greens in the parchment paper. Another altered paper clip. This one's got lace and lace, little bow, and the ledger paper I've left for your own writing. And then there's another 2 journaling cards. This is paper that I just decorated with Lindy sprays. I did a batch of them and I just like them. So I'll try and include them as much as I can. I've stenciled on this side, and it is a heavier weight paper. It's a 160 GSM. There's some material down here, and I've stitched some sari. Some coloured seam binding on it with some lace. This, I've made this into a tuck. I've put some lace to coordinate with the roses. A page resized down to, it's about an 8 by 10, so that it folds again, because I thought you could put a nice picture here and do some journaling, and it sits nicely. Now on this side, I've tucked it over to make a place to, you can write underneath, you can write on here, and this easily slips off. It's some paper, and all I've done to show you, you don't need a sewing machine to put more paper back in. One staple in the middle, some lace. It just fits round, and what keeps it in place is actually a magnet. So there's a magnet under there, and if I do it properly you might be able to hear it. There, I love that sound. And the mess here that I've left on purpose is actually gold wax, so I did put a seal on there with gold wax of a rose. And the rose here, trim here, trim here. Inside it's a pocket in the centre, this is the centre, because this is how you get them in the missive set that I really like. And inside again some resized paper, and I've used the same stamps just to stamp the inside, the same pattern that I've used throughout. Here I wanted to just do some a little collage really. So there's a lovely, I don't know if you can see the detail, it's a lovely key. There's some lace, some crochet trim, some sari material that I got from India, on some calico and some more of the lace, just been stitched and then glued down. And I just think again it picks up the colours. Some stamping here, and it means you can just write something under here too. This I've made into a pocket again, it's another page from the kit. And if you pull this part out, you've got two options here. You can either have this as the picture, you can use this as a template to then measure out and put your own picture in there. And I've also layered it onto other cardstock so that it's pretty sturdy for your own journaling. But I like that idea. And it fits in so nicely, and it gives you a change. Even if you don't want to put your own picture in there, it gives you the option of another image. There's some of my favourite ones. And then at the back there's a full-size pocket, and I've just put some journaling paper in there. And again, that's not coffee stained, that's been printed. So that's Jarf's coffee stained paper printed. No, that's Jarf's coffee stained digital print. Yes. So that goes in the back. Beautiful paper. Again, some more lace, ribbon, lace, stenciled, a bit of stamping, some more of the Lindy's, another altered paper clip, pink with a heart, nice journaling card, and again this opens out, and in the back it's attached, and there's another piece of the cardstock that just coordinates really nice. Just try to watch my time in case the camera dies. Some of the green ribbon, some more beads at the bottom. Not ribbon, it's green lace, sorry. Here I've got a glassine bag, tied with ribbon, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I have put a shimmer on there. And then there's another image, and I have put this onto some of Jar's paper. I've put that in the bag to make it journaling spot. And I don't know if you can see through, but I've lined it actually at the back with some more of Jar's paper. So that closes nicely. And then at the back there's a large tag, image from the kit. Because the kit, all the images can be resized. How I did this was I printed out the page, made it full size on my computer when I printed it, because I didn't mind losing the detail round, and then decided where I wanted the image and then cut it. So it's easily done. You don't need any dies or special sets. This is from the Medieval Embroidery book that I showed at the beginning. So here there's two tags from the kit, gold trim in each, and in the top one this opens out, some more seam binding, sorry, and it's just a little booklet, again with the coffee stain printed paper at the back. I just really liked that image with the browns. And here I've put just some die cut, not die cut, I've just edge trimmed here, put another piece from the kit, some pink daisies on coffee dyed paper, again from the missive set, and I've stamped the inside and put a Velcro closure on there. And another piece from the kit that I resized down to a 10 by 8, and look how lovely that looks as writing paper. Really bonny. I've left the stitches here. I'll show you why when I turn round. I just like the extra interest. There's some crochet trim down the side, and it's because I've stitched a pocket on here and then put a tag in there. That's the vellum. As you can see, the flowers a bit better here, really bonny. Some of the parchment paper, the other top corner, some more of that contrasting cardstock made into a notelet, and one of the pages resized from Jar's kit, Medieval Mirage, and you can see that just sits nicely there. And then again, the lace trim with the gold. Once again, glassine bag, stamped, stained, coffee stained. Another lovely quote. I really love this quote, and it tucks in some gold trim. So there's a tuck at the front as well, and then at the back I've used a velvet brad for this one, and it says think happy thoughts, and then there's 3 tags to give extra journaling space, and lace. There's 2 lots. There's actually 3 different laces on this one bit, and then there's lace again at this side. One of these tiered pockets that I really like doing. I've done this one slightly different. I wanted to make it so it would have a full pocket and not just the small ones. So this top pocket actually runs the full length of the page. I've used just a piece of paper from one of Jar's kits, cut it to the size that I wanted the tag to be, put the ribbon trim at the top, and then again each envelope opens up. I've stamped them with the same design. Each one has a postcard. In fact, I'll do that later. Postcard, another lovely image here, and then the bottom one. Excuse me. And then when they close, easily enough to tuck in. A couple of postcards here and here, and because I've made it a full length pocket here, I can put another full size. Isn't she lovely? I can put another full size one there. So there's some velvet ribbon here and a burlap flower with a little pearl, and that's been backed onto that really old Book Again page. Some of the roses, lace. Another glassine bag. Again, this is a paper bag, sorry, that I've embossed and then put some of the shimmer. I also embossed the glassine bag, but I'm sure you noticed that. And then this holds together with some ribbon. And then when it opens up, there's just a nice little booklet. I've done some stamping. I've used one of the cards from the kit, and this says list of my most loved books, and that's from the kit. And that's what I meant by saying Jar has included lots of different little sayings and cards that you can use. So versatile. I should actually I'll do that off camera because my fingers don't want to work. And then behind that, I've used, again from the kit, a little bit of trim that I had left. That's from the kit as well. It's actually a flip out from the missives. It's a tri-fold, and that's 2 pieces of the tri-fold. I've used it to put a full-sized tag, make a tuck behind it, and then I've taken 2 lovely tags to show. One's got a pocket at the bottom, and then that's a tuck spot there. I thought that works really well. And then on this side, so when I was saying this is a tri-fold, this was as well, and I cut it down to the size I wanted, and it's magnetised, if you can hear. Sorry. Oops. And the reason it's moving is because I put some more paper and I've attached it with some eyelash trim, kept it really simple so that it's easy enough for you to replace, and that is actually a pocket, and I will put a little card in there too. And I've just finished it off with stickles. That's a napkin that I've decoupaged on top of it, stickled, some bling and some lovely trim. Picked the charm of a sun face here that I love. So this is big enough to take the tag at the back, plus another resized sheet. Just done some fancy corners, gives a full sheet for journaling. The ribbon that I love, the really old lace here. Piece of vellum with the castle, I think you can see it a bit better there. And this one's an altered paper clip. It's one of the fabric ones that I really like to do. I've used some calico, lace, some sari material from India, some trim that I had, some trim, and that is from India as well. I had some embellishments from there, from the saris they use. So that is on there. So you can move that anywhere in the book. And I also had some hearts. I've got some lovely little crocheted hearts, and I've attached a pin, some seam binding, and it says "Live Your Dream." Just a postcard at the back. And then here again, one of those double pockets, so it's a side with it's two tucks basically that I've put together. Resized is the other piece of the card, so it's there, and another two tags that go in the front. Reinforced again with the old paper. This one, I wanted to do a large tag, so I did a collage. I don't know if you can see, it started off as some cardstock, and then I put some an old newspaper on there, newsprint, put some coffee dye paper at the back, and then I used an image from the kit, stickles, some sari ribbon at the top. That's from the kit, that's actually from one of these pockets. I just put a bit that I had left over, piece of material that I had left over, and I just like how it really looks, and it gives a full-sized place to journal, full-sized page, sorry. And I've just secured it, and I've rusted these were black, and I just rusted all of these clips. Well, there's two of them, not all of them, there's two of them. So there's that one, and then there's the one at the front that I already showed you. I don't think I mentioned that I've rusted it, but just so you can see it's been rusted as well. A rust effect. And then the double pocket again with the tags. So this one has got a brass coloured wing or feather. Another picture, I just thought it picked up the medieval and then the feathers and the angels that I've used throughout. So that's a large pocket there. I think this, yes, it opens up to give another full double journaling. And then two tags in the front. And then I did put this little journaling card to show you that's a tuck as well. And then this one's held closed, and then there's some trim. And then this one, inside this, it's a full-size pocket again. There's a medieval image from the internet that I just really love, and I thought it went with the theme. So I used the coffee stained digital from the digital kit, printed it on the back, and I had this card, and I think it just works lovely. So I thought that would be nice to put in there for writing. And then this, you think, well, it opens out. The reason I put a clip as well as holding it closed is to give it a bit of stability. This is from the book of flowers that I have, that I've used in the first page, and then if you flip it and then pull it, I've used pages from Jar's kit, reinforced them with hinges so that you can flip it and then write on them. So I've not done any pockets or anything fancy with it. I just wanted it to be extra paper space to journal, and it's hidden really. So I liked that as well. I like the fact that you can write on here and you can write on all these surfaces. And if you don't like it, if you think that's too bulky, the other reason I did it that way is because all you need to do is cut along the hinge, take this part off, and she will fit in your pocket. So it gives you another option. I've used one of these little balls again with the beads. I thought the tone went nice there. And again, because there's so much places to write in the kit, I do like the idea of putting a dashboard in, and I'm going to be putting these in all of the projects that I do for the design team for Medieval Mirage. It gives you an extra place just to write, a little bit of support, and I just like them. So unless somebody really objects and doesn't want it, I'll hopefully be including something like this in every kit. Every book, sorry, that I make with one of the kits. Little tag at the top for your own writing, again under the metal embellishment. And then there's a little charm here. I don't know if you'll be able to see. It says it's an envelope with a letter popping out, and it says I love you. I thought it was cute. I'll trim that bit of lace off. So there's some gold lace on top of some linen fabric, and there's the crochet trim. And then I've made this booklet and it fits in the back. So this is a resized page as well from one of the kits, and I just love this image. So I stickled it, I put some crocheted trim down, and I've left it pretty plain. So the back, the inside cover is from the kit printed onto the back of it. I've left it with a tag, another quote, and I think it's 32 pages back to front. It's got plain, nice paper, parchment paper, coffee dyed paper, a couple of doilies, ledger paper, an index card. It's a really nice size pocket, and a really nice size booklet. And then in the back is a velcroed empty envelope with some stickers on it again for your own. And then she's been put together with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and I've left that on purpose so that you can undo it and replace it or whatever you want to do with that. So that will go in the back. And in the front, I don't know if I mentioned, I don't know how I could forget this little book in the back, this little one at the front. In the front, as well as having this crochet that I've shown you already, I made a little pocket with some ribbon here, some trim, and I hand stitched it because I wanted it to look hand stitched. And it says a little charm that says love, faith and hope. I don't know, hope you can see that. And then I made this teeny weeny little booklet just with scraps that I had. I put 2 little silver beads and 2, 5, 6, 24 pages back to front. There's some music sheet and some graph paper, and I just thought that was so cute. Look how size teeny weeny that is, and that fits in there. So I'll put her back together again once I've finished filming, but I really hope you like her. I will put, as I said at the beginning, all the links to the kits and Medieval Mirage shop down below. The other thing that's worth noting is that Jarf runs an all year round promotion on our site. If you get 2 kits or more, it's 15% off, and 4 kits or more is 20% off. So that's quite a good saving.